I'm Joshua Napomiceno. I go to the University of Hartford. I'm a senior here at the University of Hartford, so I will be graduating in May. I am studying for 2 degrees, for a digital media and journalism degree, which I've been studying for all 4 years, and then more of a recent tacking on a cinema degree because the departments are very close here, and it's a very great passion of mine. So also achieving a cinema degree, which I will have wrapped up by May, and will graduate with said 2 degrees. My current line of work I would describe as being a digital media content creator. Now obviously that's a very wide umbrella because I feel like I do a lot of things for a lot of different people and places. I'm currently employed for 3 different positions. The first position I run is an actual position. There is a title, it's digital content creation, secondary content creation. It is for a political talk show for the organization Conversations on the Green. The talk show is called Common Ground with Jane Whitney. It's a show that runs on local stations and also is picked up by PBS, so it does get national broadcast. But my job is to create secondary content, which is stuff for social media. And that's probably where I shine the most. That's why I was brought on, was because that's kind of my specialty, is to create that kind of content, find a way to, find a minute or 2 minutes in an hour-long show, and take it down, put it on social media, advertise it, advertise the show, advertise our socials, get more people watching the show and socials, yada yada. So it's a little bit of a marketing job. Second position is an internship at a elementary school here in Hartford called Trinity Academy. They run ages 12 to 4. It's a totally nonprofit, tuition-free elementary school. Very, very awesome program, very nice people, the kids are awesome. It's mostly a remote position. I go on every now and again. I live very close by, it's close to my campus, but it's mostly just keeping their socials active. People who donate or people who are parents or anybody who's just in the town, keeping them aware that we're here, we're around, we're always looking for donations. So they're big on pushing donations, which you can't just ask for donations every day. So if there's an event happening or a student wins an award or any new collaborations between other companies, we highlight those, ask for money in the process. And then my third position, my newest position, is actually working for my school. It's new this semester and we'll be moving forward that our school is hosting a film festival. So I work actually for the cinema department using skills from digital media journalism to advertise the film festival. I'm taking a class for it, but also I'm a paid intern, so I attend the class, hear things that need to happen on things like social media, on the website. I do website building as well for both this and Trinity, and kind of get the ball rolling. It's a new program, so it's kind of starting from the ground up, so I'm just trying to keep it active, looking good to the rest of the world while we kind of piece it together as we go in the class. I have 3 positions, and that is obviously a lot. In this time, and the way that I see it in this phase in my life, it's kind of best to get as much experience as possible with as many people and organizations as possible. Everything that I described, while they're along the same line, they're very unique in what they're trying to present. Between a show that already exists and taking that and shortening the content, to a school where I have to make all the content myself, to a festival that's kind of in the middle. It's all different things, and it's all to build experience. It's building experience for me, and it's also building experience that I can talk about when it comes to hiring in the future. It looks really good on a resume to have a PBS show and a nonprofit school and working for a university all within the same time. It also helps me practice with, multitasking and handling a plate and stuff like that. A lot of self-motivation comes from that as well, because it's all mostly remote for all 3 of them. So it's a lot to manage, but it's important that I give myself the amount of time that I need and the amount of time that is asked. Certain jobs will require more or less amount of time, and depending on how much they have going on, one job might be in a little bit of a standstill, so I might have less to do for them, but that might just mean that I can do more for the other positions. It's all a balance that I kind of go with the flow with, and maybe could be a little bit better with the balance, but I think I still do a good enough job to be able to do all of them and also be a full-time student. Post-grad, I definitely am shooting higher. Obviously, being a full-time student, that is my priority number one. Getting my degrees, that is really important to me. So, but it takes up most of my time as well. So, post-grad, that's not a factor anymore. Time to look for a position that will be more of a commitment. Not that the others aren't, but more of a commitment in a way of like, I'm expected 30 to 40 hours a week, that sort of thing. I would love to keep the position at the talk show. They always say in meetings and stuff like that, that once you work for us, like you're basically family, whether you do a little bit or a lot. And I really appreciate that, and they're a great group of people. So that is a TBD, but I'm definitely aiming to shoot higher, pun intended, and make something go farther with my skills and my experience. So yeah, as I said, I'm getting 2 degrees with digital media and journalism and with cinema. Most of the, obviously, as stated, most of the positions that I have are with digital media and journalism. That doesn't mean that I'm not wanting to pursue a film or a career in cinema or film. It's more of a, it's as an art, it's more of a passion that is just pushed by myself. You can't walk into Hollywood one day and say, I want to direct a film, and they give you $1 million. But cinema will always be something of passion that I would love to continue pursuing, and I've learned so much from a cinema degree on how to do all the little things that will benefit me in a digital media job. I'm sure I'm going to meet lots of people, and if there is ever a position, an opportunity that arises where I can pursue cinema, that would be amazing. Just the way the world is, everybody needs social media, everybody needs digital content, and it is a much easier sell to present yourself as somebody who can cover all bases with that. And I always say that my cinema degree is an extreme plus because I can take what I've learned with that, with the art form and with the how good things look and like how to make things stand out, as opposed to somebody who would just have experience with, you know, taking their phone and shooting some content. I have a leg up in the sense that I can use a camera and know how they work and shoot content that is like unique and different and fits a brand's vision artistically. There's 2 different angles to take with the skills that I've picked up over the years when it comes to any of my jobs and how I want to see it in the future. The easy one is obviously just all that I've learned. I take more cinema classes now because I took all the digital media classes before, and I've learned a lot just about simple like video editing and how to make a picture look good, like a frame and lighting and things like that. So there's the actual content creation angle of it. But another aspect that I feel like isn't talked about enough is just the ability to communicate with people and work together as a team and create something that way, because that's something that feeds into every aspect of your life, and no matter which position I go into, the ability to communicate with people and get on the same page with people and create something together. I imagine I will be working on some sort of content team, or if it's still myself, then I'm even at my jobs where I'm the only person making content, I still work closely with people who run other aspects, and that is a very important skill to be able to communicate well and bounce off each other with ideas and make everything flow well. A big piece of advice that I would give to somebody pursuing my line of work, or really anybody, is to start with your passion. Like, start with your passion, be passionate about what you're doing, and if you truly are passionate about it and the way that you're going and what you're creating and just like with what you're doing, then people will see that. They will recognize that, and they'll see the passion, they'll see the eagerness, and they'll want to push that further. And that could be somebody, I don't know, not to rank things, but that could be somebody below you who sees your passion and wants to help you go with it. That could be somebody above you who sees your passion and will give you the resources to do so. And that's generally what it comes down to, is just seeing eagerness in somebody, seeing that somebody's willing to go further. any advancement or achievement that I've made is because I've always wanted to push it a little further. Something that I'm tasked to do, I can always put a little tweak in my own way and make it better. And when people recognize that, they push you further because they know that you're capable of it. That is what I would say. I would say don't settle for bare minimum for yourself in what you do. You'll be given tasks, you'll be given things to do, some things will be boring, but as long as you're putting your own passionate spin on it, it will be recognized and pushed farther.
That's awesome. Thanks.
You can find me by my name in most platforms that exist. Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Joshua Napomiceno. See my passion. I want to see your passion. Should I say this? Should I say it to camera?
Go for it.
I don't want to. It's nervous.